Good at English Grade 8. Read by Amy Louise McDowell. Unit 1. Leisure Activities. 3. Phonetics. Number 2. Listen to the sentences in Exercise 1, then read them aloud. 1. The girl is pretty. 2. My mother is preparing the dinner in the kitchen. 3. Their parents are proud of them because they are very kind and generous. 4. I usually have bread and egg for breakfast. 5. She brushes her teeth 3 times a day. 6. Brown is his favorite color. 7. The princess is so beautiful and the prince is very handsome. 8. Be quiet. Your little brother is speaking. Part 3. Skills. Listening, speaking, reading and writing. Number 1. Listening. Online games bring lots of disadvantages. Most parents object their children to play online games because they are afraid that children will be addicted to it. Secondly, being addicted to online games may cause many terrible things. The first one, it will affect your learning attitude. Once children played online games too much, they would have to skip the class or be unable to concentrate on their studies. Second, it may affect your relationship. At this time, the relationship between children and their family or friends gets worse because they don't have time for their friends and family. Thirdly, the most important one, it may harm their health. According to investigation, there are more and more teenagers wearing glasses because of spending too much time on seeing computer screen. Besides, it's also very harmful for the backbones. Seriously, it can cause many terrible diseases. In short, it is important to control the time on playing online games if we can't give them up immediately. Unit 2. Life in the countryside. Phonetics. Exercise 2. Listen to the sentences in Exercise 1, then read them aloud. 1. I love black and white colour. 2. My mother is a clerk in this company. 3. Do you often go to the English club? 4. He was late because he had to help a blind cross the street. 5. My classroom is on the 2nd floor. 6. I want to become a doctor, but I'm afraid of blood. 7. Look at the black clouds. It's going to rain. 8. My father likes mountain climbing very much. Part 3. Skills. Listening, speaking, reading and writing. Exercise 1. Listening. Listen and do the task followed. I am Han. I come from a village in Ho Binh, Vietnam. I've just spent a holiday in Tokyo, Japan. Tokyo is a famous city. There are lots of high buildings. There are beautiful parks worth visiting. Everything has to be small in Tokyo. Houses, rooms, shops, because Tokyo is so crowded. Long side streets consist of tiny houses only, and this often creates a toy-like with small women tiptoeing along in their kimonos. Tokyo at night is a very different place from Tokyo in daytime. Millions of neon signs are switched on, and nowhere in the world is more attractive. A town is not its buildings alone. It is an atmosphere, its pleasure, and above all, its people. Tokyo may lack horticultural beauty because it has character and excitement. It is alive. I find it a mysterious and lovable city. Unit 3. People of Vietnam. Phonetics. Exercise 2. Listen to the sentences in Exercise 1, then read them aloud. 1. Linda likes this skirt very much. 2. Can you speak English, Tam? 3. I bought this statue in Paris. 4. Mary likes skipping ropes very much. 5. I like collecting stamps very much. 6. When I was small, I used to read fairy stories. 7. Have you ever been to Spain? 8. My family stayed in a hotel when we were at Halong Bay. Part 3. Skills. Listening, speaking, reading and writing. Exercise 1. Listening. Today's talk is about the Tay ethnic group. The Tay have been presented in Vietnam for millennia, perhaps as early as 500 BC. The Tay are farmers who have a long tradition of wet rice cultivation. They have a long history of intensive cultivation and irrigation methods like digging canals, laying water pipes, etc. They also maintain the custom of harvesting the rice and thrashing the grains out of wooden racks, which they call lưỡng. While still in the fields, then carrying the threshed rice home in baskets, In addition to cultivating wet fields, the Tay also plant rice on terraced fields along with other crops and fruit trees. Cattle and poultry raising are well developed, but free-range style of animal husbandry is still popular. Household crafts are worthy note. The famous Tay craft is weaving brocaded designs of beautiful and original patterns which are highly prized. The market is also an important economic activity. Unit 4. Our customs and traditions. Phonetics. Exercise 2. Listen to the sentences in Exercise 1, then read them aloud. 1. I live at 78 Le Loy Street. 2. There are 4 seasons in my country: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. 3. You can ask Peter to move this table. He is so strong. 4. The elephant is spraying the water with its trunk. 5. The fire spread very rapidly because of the strong wind. 6. Life is so stressful. There are lots of things to worry. 7. It takes about 3 days for the seeds to sprout. 8. Do you see that strange man? Who is he? Part 3. Skills. Listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Exercise 1. Listening. Vietnamese engagement ceremony as an important ceremony before the wedding, which involve both fiancés and fiancés' families. On the engagement day, the fiancé family brings the gifts to the fiancé family with warmly welcome. After receiving the gifts, the young couple prays in front of the fiancé's family altar to ask for approval of fiancé ancestors. When this ritual finishes, the fiancé gives the fiancée the engaged ring. Following the engaged ring giving, the both representatives introduce the member of both families in an order. Then, both the families enjoy the party, which is prepared by the fiancé family. It is also expected that some of gifts are returned to the fiancé family for luck before the fiancé family leaves. The days after the engagement ceremony to the wedding ceremony, the parents of fiancé family brings the wedding cards with gifts to their friends, family members, and neighbours to invite them to the wedding party of their young couple. Unit 5. Festivals in Vietnam. Exercise 1. Listening. 1. Listen and mark the stress of the following words. 1. Attention. 2. Electrician. 3. Civilian. 4. Deforestation. 5. Guardian. 6. Musician. 7. Information. 8. Production. 9. Pedestrian. 10. Restoration. 11. Magician. 12. Technician. 13. Transformation. 14. Action. 15. Resignation. 16. Librarian. Exercise 2. Listen and mark the stress of the underlined words. Then read the sentences aloud. 1. Joan Bach is my favourite comedian. 2. The librarian in our school library is very kind and friendly. 3. The noise outside made concentration difficult. 4. There has been an alarming rise in the rate of inflation. 5. His reputation was destroyed when he was caught stealing some money. 6. She went travelling with a female companion. 7. Her mother is a musician. 8. Our school is near the bus station. Part 3. Skills. Listening, speaking, reading and writing. Exercise 1. Listening. Bok Festival is a religious festival that worships the moon deity of the Khmer minority group and prays for good luck, happiness, good weather, and bumper crops. The festival is usually held when the dry season begins and rice is ripening on the fields. The moon worshipping ceremony takes place on the evening of 14th of 10th lunar month before the moon goes to the top. The ceremony is held in the yard of the pagoda or the residents' houses. People erect bamboo poles with a crossbar in which they decorate with flowers and leaves. Below is a table of offerings that include green rice flakes, potatoes, bananas, coconuts, grapefruit, oranges, and cakes. People sit on the ground with crossed legs, clasping their hands before the altar and look up to the moon. An old master of ceremonies says his prayers, asks the moon deity to receive the offerings and bless people with the best. At the pagodas of Khmer people, locals hold paper lanterns, releasing them into the sky and putting on the rivers. The custom of releasing flying lights and floating lights is believed to sweep away the darkness, impure and sadness from the village. Many traditional activities of the Khmer are organized on the evening of the 14th. Unit 6. Folk Tales. Phonetics. Exercise 1. Listen and repeat these sentences. Do they have a falling intonation or a rising intonation? Number 1. What a cute baby. 2. What an interesting film. 3. What beautiful flowers are. 4. What tight shoes are. 5. How good it smells. 6. What a big challenge you have. 7. What a good picture I saw. 8. What a lazy student. Exercise 2. Mark the intonation in the following sentences, then rewrite the exclamative sentences in affirmative sentences. 1. What large apartments? 2. What an interesting novel. 3. How well she sings. 4. How cold it is. 5. How interesting this gift is. 6. What nice weather. 7. What a nice house. 8. How tall that man is. Part 3. Skills. Listening, speaking, reading and writing. Exercise 1. Listening. Once upon a time, there was a good king called Hung Vyong 6. He wanted to choose a talented prince to help him run the country. He ordered that the prince who could make him pleased with a dish will become the new king. Liu Prince, who was kind and talented, created 2 new cakes called Earth Cake and Sky Cake. These cakes were made of daily ingredients of the farmers. They were very delicious and meaningful. Hung King was very pleased, and he decides that Liu Prince would be the new king to replace him to run the country. Then Liu King taught people how to make earth cake and sky cake. He said that it wasn't skill in cooking or valuable ingredient that mattered, but a heart filled with love and gratitude to the ancestors. To this day, Vietnamese families offer those cakes on their ancestral altars on Tet. These cakes show their love and gratitude to the ancestors.